All right, so what I want to talk about in this lesson is that going from no to yes, sometimes you have to go through maybe. And I think so many reps struggle with this concept because they think, well, I've got the one chance in front of the customer. I've got this one opportunity and I've probably worked hard to get in front of the customer. I've got to take them from no to yes in one conversation. But the problem that you run into there is, I think, a lack of understanding and appreciating how it is that you buy products in the real world as well. Like, if you are human beings by nature, we are very loyal to the brands and the products that we currently use. And we're very risk averse. You know, that's one of the top 25 cognitive biases that are out there that Charlie Munger talks about is risk aversion. People are afraid of risk. People are afraid of change. They don't want to change. And so the reality is that when we're selling products to customers, they have those same biases working against them as well. It's not as though I'm going to be able to walk in there and magically take them from no to yes in one conversation. Now, it does happen, but those people, in all reality, were already prepped for that. They were almost across the finish line by the time you started talking to them. And so one of the things that I want you guys to learn and start doing and taking advantage of, and maybe even thinking about first and foremost before we actually take it into practice, is thinking that when I go to from no to yes, when I take a customer from no to yes, sometimes I've got to go through maybe. And the way that I think about it is, you've got to help the customer get there. Like, help them get there. The people that try to go from no to yes, they're trying to just drive the customer through. And they're trying to just crush this customer. Like, man, I am going to take this customer down. Like, when that's your mentality, you don't think that that's going to come through in the sales call? It certainly is. And so what you've got to do is, you've got to help the customer get there. Sometimes it takes a little while to go from here to here. Sometimes people are resisting. Even if you've got a better product, understand that it's human nature for people to be risk averse, to be hesitant, to not want to change their habits and their behaviors. And so don't get upset, don't get frustrated with the customer when they don't want to go from no to yes in one call. And so what does this look like? Well, let me give you an example here, because, about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, this is probably one of the best examples I've got, is I was sitting in a board meeting with this physician group, and myself and two other people from our group were there. Our owner was there, and then one of my reps was there. And this was this rep's account, and we were trying to get this customer to convert a good amount of product over to us based on usage, based on volume. And so we were giving them really a good sweetheart deal where we give them a lot of upfront product in exchange for them converting some of their other product to us down the road. The problem that our rep ran into is that there was one customer in particular who is very loyal to another manufacturer. And that's fine. But the problem that you're going to run into, or the problem that this guy ran into, is that instead of helping that surgeon get there, like walking them through the process, understanding that it may take a little bit of time, this rep is like, no, you've got to do this. This is how you're going to save your money. This is how you're going to meet your numbers. This is how we're going to make this deal work. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Just driving into this guy. And he was essentially trying to, in one meeting, take this surgeon who's been using competitive product for years and say, we're going to take you from this to this, and we're going to start tomorrow when we sign this deal. Like, that's just an unrealistic expectation to have. And your customers are not going to be excited when they do it. Even if you can get that guy to say yes to that. Even if you can get that guy to say, yeah, I'm willing to do that. You can't expect that customer to be happy. They're going to do it. They may do it. They may switch the product that they use, but they're not excited about it. They're probably pissed off. They're frustrated that they signed the deal. You want them to be excited to work with you. You want them to feel good about what they're doing and why they're making that change. And so my recommendation in those situations is, hey, look, I understand you use a competitive product. I understand that. I get it. You've had good results. You've had experience with that. I'm not sitting here asking you to change your entire practice, your entire portfolio over to us. But I do know that we have some products in our bag that are very comparable to what you're currently using. What I'd like to do first and foremost, before we get the commitment from you, is to sit down with you and do a hands-on demo. Let you put in some of our implants so you can see what it's like to use our product versus what you're currently using. Right? That's getting the customer from no to maybe. I'm not trying to go from no to yes. I'm trying to go from no to maybe. I'm just trying to get in the door, get the surgeon to say, okay, well, sure, I'm willing to at least take a look at your product. instead of saying, no, you absolutely, starting Monday, you're going to have to use this product. Like, this is not going to happen. The customer's going to be pissed at you even if they do use the product. Okay. So understand, you've got to go from no to yes, right? That's the whole idea. Every customer we're trying to take from no to yes, but most of the time you have to go through maybe, and you've got to be okay with that. Help the customer get there, right? Like if I'm in that surgeon's shoes where, yeah, I'm signing this deal with this company and I understand the financials. I get it. My issue is not with the numbers. I understand the numbers. I understand the financials. That's fine. I get that. But help me get there. Don't just try to run over me with a friggin' freight train while you're trying to take my business. Like, work with me, understand that I have biases, I have habits, I have experience with somebody else's product. Help me get there. Don't try to take me from no to yes in 20 minutes. Because you're going to piss people off when you do that. And that's just not the right way to approach things anyway. That's not how you, as a buyer, like to buy product. And that's not how your customers like to be handled. And so that's in this lesson, what I want you to take away is understanding that to go from no to yes, you've got to go through maybe. And that's okay. Don't get caught up on the fact of I'm going to freaking take this guy down today. And in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to crush this guy. That's not a good relationship. That's not a good way to start that conversation. You're going to make your surgeons and your customers upset with you for doing it. And ultimately, it's not the right long-term goal, long-term success plan. You want your customers to trust you, to value you, to like you, to want to come to you when they have their questions about their business, about their company, or about product, any of that. You're going to be able to build trust with people and confidence if you can walk them down the path instead of trying to run them over every time. All right. So instead of going from no to yes, go from no to maybe. Now, let me just caveat, and I said this earlier, you will have opportunities where you go from no to yes in one sitting. But that's a customer that has been, done his own research on the side, or doesn't have any manufacturer relationships, or is not married to the product that he's currently using. Whatever that may be, you're going to have scenarios where you can go from no to yes. But the majority of the time, the vast majority of the time, you're going to need to go from no to maybe, and then from maybe to yes. And help the customer get there. Don't try to run them over the first time. Help them get there. Work with them on it and help them see how by doing this and making these decisions is actually going to benefit them in the long run, etc. All right, so I hope that helped for you guys. If you have any further questions, leave them in the comments section below. And if not, I'll see you on the next video.